Hey everyone, I'm going to talk about the topic super plasticizers and air entraining agent. So let's discuss about the topic super plasticizer. In 1930, use of a naphthalene for dispersing coloring agent in concrete, which is found in USA. Naphthalene is an aromatic hydrocarbon found in coal tar or crude oil. The formula is C10H8. In 1960, naphthalene or melamine based superplasticizer introduced beta naphthalene sulfonate and melamine sulfonate. Beta naphthalene sulfonate, which reduced the water cement ratio, which introduced Hattori in Japan. Melamine sulfonate, which improved the workability without increasing the water cement ratio, which is introduced in Heisenberg in Germany. Superplasticizer, which is also known as high range water reducers, because it can reduce 30% of water. The use of superplasticizer, which is also known as high range water reducers, which are additives used in making high strength concrete. Plasticizers are chemical compounds that enable the production of concrete with approximately 15% less water content. Superplasticizers allow reduction in water content by 30% or more. That's why which increase its strength, which can be reduced water by 30% or more. And then properties of superplasticizers, which reduces placing and compaction time, leading to lower construction cost. Facilities the casting of elements with complex shapes and dense reinforcement. Improves the surface finish of the concrete elements. Leads to superior strength and durability with lower cement content. That is, superplasticizer improve consistency of cement paste at lower water cement ratio. The most water reduction is observed for polycarboxylate and polycarboxylate ether. Also, which is easy placement. What does superplasticizer do to in concrete? Plasticizers and superplasticizers retard the curing of concrete. Their addition to concrete or mortar allow the reduction of the water to cement ratio without negatively affecting the workability of the mixture, and enables the production of self-consolidating concrete and high performance of concrete. When it affects on hardened concrete, which produces high strength concrete and which improve the bond between concrete and reinforcing steel, which can reduce the shrinkage in concrete, and which affect in fresh concrete, which affect the workability of concrete. The water required is reduced by 15 to 30%, resulting concrete has higher strength and lower permeability, which can reduce bleeding, and also superplasticizers produce higher than normal workability for 30 to 60 minutes, and there will be rapid loss of workability. Slump loss depends on initial slump type of cement and superplasticizer time of addition, humidity, temperature, presence of other admixtures. Action of superplasticizer in cement. Look at the first figure. We can see cement particles are flocculated. That is, water is entrapped inside those cement particles. So it is difficulty to remove the water from that cement particle, so it reduces the workability of concrete. In second figure, the effect of superplasticizer, cement particles are separated. There will be a gap by each and every one particle, so the water can be easily reduced by 30%, so which increase the workability of cement. Mechanisms of action. Types of interaction between cement particle and the superplasticizer. There are two types of interaction, physical and chemical. By physical interaction, absorption and generation of repulsive force between cement particle, that is formation of an absorbed layer on cement particle. Cement particle absorb the superplasticizer by surrounded layer, and then it attracted, form a repulsive force. So this will be defoculated. Generation of repulsive forces between cement particle, defoculation occur. That is, it will be defoculate, never be foculate. So which increase the workability of concrete, which can be reduce the water. Mechanisms in chemical interaction. Chemisorption. Change in chemical composition has a function of the thickness of absorbed layer. Formation of complexes between the superplasticizer and calcium ion reduce the concentration of calcium ion in the aqueous solution, retarding the setting of cement. Interaction with the chemical reaction sites. Block reactive sites inhibiting the chemical reactions between the cement and water. Cement water bond will be break. Next, types of superplasticizers. There are several types. Let us discuss about 4 types of superplasticizers. And the first one is sulfonated melamine formaldehyde condensates. These are the polymer with the value of N in the range of 50 to 60. N indicate condensation number, which giving a molecular weight in the region of 20,000. Second category is sulfonated naphthalene formaldehyde condensates. These are the polymer similar in many ways to the previous category, with a simple repeating unit. Again, sodium salt is usually employed. Solubility being due to the sulfonate group, the value of N ranges from 5 to 10, giving a molecular weight of the order of 2000. Third category, modified lignosulfonates, which is derived from wood pulp, are commonly used as plasticizers, which improve their effectiveness. The calcium or alkali metal salt are employed in admixture, the latter having superior water reducing capability. They have water reducing capability. The basic repeating unit of a lignosulfonate molecule has a complex phenyl propane skeleton. Substituent groups vary and may include phenolic, carboxylic and methoxy substance in addition to sulfonate. In a solution, the molecule calls into a spherical configuration, that is a group of element, with anodized groups at or near the surface. And the last category is various chemical mixtures, that is, which include all types of other superplasticizers such as sulfonic acid esters, carbohydrate esters, etc. Advantages of superplasticizer: reduce machine wear, better surface texture, improve strength in less time, reduce absorption, eliminate fine crack. Disadvantages of superplasticizer: high cost, brief action, need strong sealed forms. Next presentation was about air entraining agent. Air entrainment was discovered accidentally in the 1930s. What are air entraining agents? Air entraining agents are used to incorporate air into the concrete mix, usually for the purpose of improving resistance to freezing and thawing or salt scaling, but often they are added to improve workability. That is, we know concrete always contains a volume of air bubbles. These bubbles are formed during the mixing of concrete. In the absence of an air entraining agent or a contaminant that entrains air, the total volume of air entrapped in concrete is usually between 1% and 3%. In order to increase the amount of air present in the concrete, it is necessary to introduce an air entraining agent in the concrete. Air entraining agent we can be written as AEA, air entraining agent. The entrainment of a small amount of tiny bubbles which improves some other properties of fresh and hardened concrete. The use of entrained air is recommended in concrete exposed to freezing and thawing cycle depending on the presence of de-icing salt. Why do we need air entrainment in concrete? Air entraining admixtures are primarily used to stabilize tiny bubbles generated in concrete to protect against freezing and thawing cycle and to improve its workability, to resist the effects of freezing and thawing. The main aim of an air entraining agent is to create stable system of microscopic air bubbles. Microscopic air bubbles which gives water a place to expand during freezing condition. In concrete, which affects a lot, it is because which increase resistance to freezing through damage and to improve the workability of fresh concrete. Every 1% air entraining potentially reduces the concrete strength by up to 5 to 10%. Next, we have to discuss about freezing and thawing of concrete and what is its significance. The most potentially destructive weathering factor is freezing and thawing while the concrete is wet, particularly in the presence of de-icing chemicals used for snow and ice removal. Contrary to fresh concrete, which can be protected, we can avoid the exposure of matured concrete to alternating freezing and thawing. Due to freezing and thawing, hardened concrete can suffer both internal as well as surface damage. Internal damage can lead to loss of strength and structural integrity. When the temperature of concrete drops to below 0 degrees Celsius, the water does not all freeze immediately. Water in smaller pores will need a lower temperature to freeze. As the water freezes, it dilates and compresses the remaining water. The pressure is relieved if the water diffuses to open voids. If no voids are available near enough, the pressure may build up and cause rupture. In air entrained concrete, the bubbles relieve the pressure and prevent damage from occurring. Instead of dilation, there is contraction on freezing. Effect of air entraining admixtures. The quality of air incorporated not only depends on the type and dosage of admixture but also on several other factors, that is, composition and fineness of cement, types and proportion of the aggregate, temperature, mixing and compaction process, interaction with other admixture. With the entrained air, increase workability and decrease segregation. The properties of air entraining agents are given below. Result in fine, uniformly distributed voids in the hardened concrete. If there are enough small voids, then the concrete is protected from freeze-thaw damage. The spacing factor should be less than 0.2 mm. The air volume of optimum protection is about 9% of the mortar. In this figure, we can understand that here the suffixant used to produce air bubbles and disperse them throughout the cement paste. Here the air is separated the cement particle. Next, we have to discuss about mechanism of air entrainment. AEA, air entraining agent. They do not add air to the concrete, but they make the air that is already there, which means stable. Hydrophobic end is attracted to air within bubble. Surface tension reduces stable bubbles. Here we can see this figure. Charges around this bubble leads to repulsive force between this bubble and prevent coalescence, which means which is repel the cement particles and which separated them. And the advantages and disadvantages of air entraining agent. And the advantages is the benefit of air entraining agent in the concrete include increase its resistance to freeze-thaw degradation, increase cohesion, and improve compaction in the low workability mixes. The volume of air entrapped depend on the application and the mix design. And the main disadvantages of air entraining admixtures is porosity of concrete mass increase the chances of honeycombing, the density of concrete, that is unit weight, decreases, workability of concrete increases, but strength of concrete decreases up to certain extent.